The critic. While most are content with trivial matters like film, food, or literature, one man dares to review all facets of life's rich tapestry at your behest. In life's labyrinth of choices, there is someone you can turn to.
I'm Myles Barlow. Welcome to Review. You're watching Review with Myles Barlow, the show where I review anything. Coming up on the show, frugal fever as I pinch the pennies and tighten my miserly belt. And it's dire straits as I slide down the social ladder on the liberating path to pauperism. But first, Craig Anderson of St Mary's has written in with the following dilemma. Dear Myles, I'm a 29-year-old bus driver and I've never had sex. My virginity has become a huge blow to my self-confidence as it's a source of constant ridicule from my peers. After years of masturbation and trying without success to get my end in, I'm now considering going to a prostitute, but I'm a bit nervous about paying for sex. Please help, Craig. Craig's chastity poses an intriguing dilemma. Does the taboo of paying for sex alter the experience? I've chosen this luxury hotel room to create a relaxed, confident atmosphere for what will surely be a nerve-wracking sexual encounter. Hello, I'd like to book Rachel, please. Full service, thank you. How much? Well, high-class escorts could run into the thousands, and I'm assuming that's not in the budget of a 29-year-old virgin such as Craig. Red light districts such as this one can offer a cheap, realistic, albeit far less glamorous alternative. From the outset, I realise I am out of my element, as if I can feel myself slipping through the cracks of respectable society and into a world of immorality and smut. This moral dilemma aside, I'm also struggling to score. This is not as easy as I'd imagined. Hi. Are you a lady of the night? Prostitute? Yeah. Sex worker? Yeah? Okay, what if...
Hey, how about 15 minutes? Hey? Quick one? Hey,
excuse me, I believe I was here first.
Thanks, mate.
Sorry.
One thing I hadn't counted on was the intense competition for securing sex on the street. So I decided to try my luck elsewhere, namely the strip clubs and titty bars.
Strip club in Australia, the best looking girls. My name's Mick. Let me just give you a stamp. Go and have one beer. Check the place out. You can leave it empty.
That sounds great. Well, no luck there either, I'm afraid. After sitting through a $90 private show, I requested full intercourse. It was then I was told that they only do hand jobs. I accepted for an extra $20, but it just goes to show, in the pursuit of life's goals, the cursed hand job remains a formidable distraction.
Lounges upstairs, you can just lay down and back, all right? I'll give you a ticket, you can walk in and out.
No thanks, I just had a hand job, so thanks anyway. Can I just get a chicken kebab, please? Well, it's now 4 a.m. and I seem to have recovered my libido from the hand job, so the hunt for sexual pleasure continues. Hi.
You looking for a gal?
Yes I am. So is this full service or?
Whatever you want.
Because it's just that I've mostly only come across hand jobs tonight, and I'm just...
Yeah, right.
Well, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a hand job, but it's just I need to be reviewing tech.
Evening.
Evening. Well, here we are. The room is disgusting. This environment and the situation repulse me. And I'm not even remotely attracted to this woman. It really is humanity at its lowest. Well, after a slow start, things seem to be heating up. My environment no longer repulses me, but rather the wrongness of it seems to be adding to the experience. There's no denying it. The brutal thrill of sexual intercourse really is one of life's greatest experiences. 5 stars! Thank you very much. Sex with a prostitute, whilst tinged with excitement, ultimately gives way to a lingering cloud of shame and indecency that seems to hang over one's head long after the event, like a smog that just won't quit, choking the city for days and days until residents are forced to write letters to council. The moment of orgasm is, without doubt, one of the purest moments of joy one can ever hope to find. The rest of this paid-for encounter, however, was not, and it's this hollowing out of the soul with a spoon made of rusted dollar coins which ultimately leaves you feeling sad, empty and alone. 2 stars. Incidentally, Craig neglected to mention his sexual orientation. So to be on the safe side, I also engaged in sex with a male prostitute. The experience was confronting and rather more painful. 1 star. Oh dear. Earlier this week, I chatted with university grad Sue Morgan. Sue's desperate to head overseas and see the world, but she doesn't have very much money. Sue has several friends who live abroad, but isn't sure whether she should ask to stay with them or not. It's an idealistic notion, but just what are the realities of freeloading?
Myles,
Hello, Chris.
what are you doing here, mate? It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm sorry, I just didn't have anywhere else to go.
Mate, I just can't believe Catherine would do that to you.
Me neither.
Mate, look, you're here, it's not a problem, mate. You can stay as long as you want. No,
Really?
Yeah, not a problem, doesn't matter.
I really appreciate it. I hate to put you out.
Mate, you're not putting me out, it's perfectly fine.
Uncle Myles is coming to stay for a couple of days. Is that okay? So he's going to move into your room.
Hi, Darcy.
All right? Come here.
I don't feel good about this, Chris.
Mate, don't worry. Don't worry. Darcy's you're going to come and stay in Mummy and Daddy's room for a couple of days, aren't you? So that's okay, Uncle Myles.
That's okay, Uncle Myles.
Good boy.
Thanks,
Don't
Darcy.
worry. Don't worry about
All right.
it. It's
Okay,
all right.
thanks. Taking advantage of my friend's kindness took a little getting used to. Having the run of the house made me feel guilty. I had to resist the temptation to pull my own weight and try to explore any selfish opportunity to freeload. To suppress these feelings of shame and remorse, I tried to think of it not as exploitation, but as a holiday.
Barbara. It's Myles. How's London? Really, what time is it then?
And once I did, I found myself not wanting this vacation to end. And it didn't take long for me to feel right at home. Of course, friends and relatives aren't the only ones who can be sponged off.
Still deciding. Yeah. Sorry, I've changed my mind. Thank you.
From leeching off a restaurant to leeching off the system, society in general holds a diverse range of options for the enterprising freeloader. Once I'd let go of any feelings of responsibility, I began to relish my now worry-free lifestyle.
Just come through. Haven't seen my wallet around, have you, Chris?
Isn't that your wallet in your pocket?
No.
What is it then?
That's a deck of cards.
A deck of cards.
Yeah.
Do you want to show me?
I'd rather not.
Why not?
Because there's naked men on them. Doing things to each other. It's something I'm not really comfortable talking about, so if we could just play the pizza man.
How much is it? $22.50.
That's great, thanks. I'll just keep it. That's fine. Thank you. Bye.
Smells delicious.
I'll get us some plates.
Yeah, you do that.
And, and if you do see my wallet, let me know, won't you? I'm gonna have to cancel my credit cards and everything.
Yeah.
That's a pain.
And every now and then, I still resort to you. You still look nice in your sister's shoes.
Step up into the kitchen. Yep. We're going to be both Catherine.
Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to sleep in there and it's a little bit loud, so I got to bed really late.
Myles, they're my boxes, aren't they, mate?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Nettie still hasn't done my washing, so.
You still look nice in your sister's shoes.
No, he hasn't come back. Oh, no, I know. I said he'd only be here for a couple of nights. Okay, I know it's been 4 weeks, but just a few more, all right? I'll talk to him, I don't know.
Chris?
We'll figure something.
Chris? Sorry, I'm just waiting for a call. So, have you finished?
Romance that I exposed you to.
Go, mate.
Oh, hi.
Did you get a chance to mow the lawns at all today?
Sorry, I've been flat out all day.
Mate, that's fine. Look, we're going to cook some dinner. Do you mind coming in and giving me a hand?
Yeah, sure.
Das, come and clean up your toys, mate.
I hope you don't mean those chops because I...
Oh, Jesus. Listen, mate, are you all right? What happened?
I think so. Oh, just slipped on one of them.
Oh, Jesus. Darcy!
It was only a minor sprain, but with the aid of a few simple props, it translated into a major pay rise. Not to mention transport options,
Just wheel me across the road. Thanks. Just feeling a bit tired. Oh, that's great. And just right, please. Just to the end of the block, if that's okay.
I'm not really going this way.
And nothing but the most enviable parking spots all over town.
Evening.
Did you take the car?
Yes, I did.
Mate, you're taking the piss. You can't just nick off with the car whenever you want it.
Well, Chris, you weren't here.
Well, I've got Nettie standing on the side of the road. She's been waiting for an hour.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't run around trying to find you every time I want to do something. I live here too, and there's only one car. And to be fair, you do drive a lot more than I do.
Because it's my fucking... Look, just give me the keys. Give me the keys.
Okay. You're going to have to fill it up because it's empty.
Fuck's sake.
Not if I see you first. No, I said not if I see you. Phone's in Beijing. Hey.
That's it. I've had enough.
Oh, you remember Joe, the pizza guy?
You're suing us. You turn up to our house, you turn it into a shit sty, you eat all our food, you make international phone calls, and now you're suing us.
Well, I'm very sorry, Chris, but I'm badly injured. It is your house and your child's toy that I tripped over.
Where's the sideboard?
Well, you said you didn't really like it. And I needed a motorised scooter. My arms are killing me.
Mate, get out.
I don't have anywhere to go.
I don't care, get out!
Well,
Where's Darcy?
he said he was going out.
Oh, Jesus, he's only 3 years old.
All right, just calm down. Everyone calm down. I'll go and look for him. Talk about panic stations. Where? No, that's all right. Darcy! Darcy!
Leeching off others is an effective way to save money, whilst freeing oneself of responsibility. Do it for too long, however, and you run the risk of becoming a full-blown parasite, sucking the marrow from the weary bones of your friends until they resemble rotting corpses, fly-blown and riddled with maggots where they lay in your wake of greed. Like a guinea pig that's been mistaken for a pack horse, relationships will buckle and perish under the weight of your load unless you curb the selfish laziness that now dominates your existence. That said, you've saved an enormous amount of money in the process, so freeloading could be especially cost-effective for those such as Sue who have many friends. 3 stars. Catherine?
Oh, Miles, this is James. James, this is Miles.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
You've got a doggy.
Yes, this is Toby.
Hello, Toby.
He's purebred.
Toby, how you going?
Yeah, he doesn't really like strangers too much, so it's okay.
Said the right names, okay?
Well, he can just snap, so I don't want to, people can't really handle him, so.
Well, we're just going up the road to dinner.
Yeah, me too. I'm just off to meet some friends for the evening.
Oh, who?
So, no one you know. See you later.
See, Miles?
Toby.
Over here, Toby. And now it's time for our letter of the week. This week's letter comes from Olivia of an undisclosed address. Dear Myles, my husband and I are in our 60s, but due to some bad financial investments, are now struggling to keep up with interest rates. Any day now, the bank is likely to repossess our home, and then we'll be out on the streets. I'm so frightened. What are we going to do? Olivia. Destitution. What can Olivia expect should she fall through the cracks of society? Well, tonight's my first night on the street. I'm not really sure what to do, but here we go. Well, I've been living on the streets for about 2 weeks now.
Excuse me, sir, do you have any spare money?
In that time, I've been able to raise money for 1 or 2 meals, mainly through the art of begging, which I seem to be getting better at each day.
Change? Sorry, at all. Sir, you don't have any spare change, do you? Okay.
But eating for free isn't as hard as it sounds, if you know where to look.
You don't have any spare change?
And while the nutritional value of garbage may be highly questionable, taste is usually even more so. Aside from smoking, another pleasure I've come to value is the endless, scintillating conversations with my new friend Diego. Conversation, I've discovered, is a lot like life on the street. Unpredictable, meandering, exhausting.
And the longer it goes on, the more meaning you seem to find. And then you lose it. And then you did that one thing, and now, oh, it's over. Billy! He should be in charge of the fireworks on New Year's Eve.
With nothing left to lose, petty crime becomes an easy option. In an effort to break the cycle, I try an honest occupation, in the hope of procuring a more sustainable life for myself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's a strangely rewarding experience.
What?
What are you doing?
Cleaning
Making
some
3 minutes
windscreen.
fucking money on my corner, are you?
Cleaning some windscreens.
Cleaning some
mate.
windscreens, are you?
Yeah.
Clean this off your head!
Perhaps the most confronting part of being homeless is the fierce territoriality that exists on the streets. Ah, shit. Bloody bastards!
I found my soiled pants nearby in a garbage bin. I could not, however, find my sanity.
You can't trust them! You can't trust them! Ah! Ah!
Paranoid delusions were something of an escape at first, until they slowly began to replace my sense of reality altogether.
You fucking...
Inexplicably, it was lampposts that often bore the brunt of my irrational rage.
You can't... Why are you doing it? You fuck off!
Months on the street have now physically and emotionally crippled me. I've sunk lower than I ever thought possible. I will now do anything simply to survive.
Do you suck cock?
$20.
Let's go. Come on. You fucking dirty bum.
Hey. Hey, it's 20.
If I once knew who I was, that time has long since disappeared.
In many ways, a life of destitution offers a disarming, almost revolutionary freedom. But it comes at a price, a high price, itching with the fleas of worthlessness and stinking with the urine of degradation. A lack of a disposable income means you're all the more exposed to the cruelty of fate and the underbelly of society, which is covered in boils that quickly burst and cover you in the murky pus of disrepute. But Olivia, once you come to terms with this bleak social status, the harrowing, often nail-biting fight just to stay alive, will leave you with a newfound understanding of the fragility of life and your place within it. It's a truly rewarding experience. 4 stars. Coming up next week, gardens, oxygen, French teenagers, and I hijack a plane.
This is a hijacking. Please remain in your seat.
All that and more next time on Review.